Hello, it's Keith from Kinvert, and I've got a problem here that I don't really honestly know how to do, so I'm just going to try it out. So what I need to do is use synthetic division to find the value of an equation. I can't really think of why anyone would want to do that in real life, but that's the problem. So we want to find, f of x, but we're doing x is going to be -2, and our f of x is 2x squared plus x. Am I writing the wrong one? I am. But I'll just do this. Plus 5, I don't care. Okay, so I'm going to be trying to use synthetic division to evaluate this. So let's see, -2 squared is going to be 4. We're going to have 8. 8 minus 2, we're at 6, 11. So I should be coming out with 11. That's how you do it in real life. So now we're doing synthetic division. And I believe what you're going to do is write it like this. We're going to have a -2 here. I think it's -2, not +2. And then we have a 2 and a 1 and a 5. Okay? And so we want to set this up so they can cancel each other out. So we've got a -2. I guess, -2, and then a line, so we have a 0, and 2 times 0 is this, so we end up with a 1, -2 times 1, so we have -2 here, and this becomes a 3, and so we end up with 3. Is that what this means? Let me think. If I put a 3 in, it's definitely going to be different than if it was -2. So I've got a 2. One of the things is I don't know what to do on the first one, because what do I multiply x by in the first place? Let me see. Let me find another example online if I can find one, because this doesn't seem to be... All these other ones I see online, they start with some coefficient of 1 and it just magically carries down. But I don't have one. Maybe I'm just making this up because I just kind of made the problem up. All of these seem to have this magical first term that's a 1. The first coefficient of the polynomial, here's 1. All right, so 5. So we have nothing here. Okay, so let's start over. I'm going to have a -2. I've got this, and I've got a 2. I'm going to have nothing, and so we end up with a 2. And then I have a 1, and then I have a 5. So this one was wrong here, I believe. Okay, now I'm going back to this. So -2 times 2, I've got -4. 1 minus 4, I've got -3. 2 times -3 is 6. And 5 plus 6 is 11. There we go. So I solved that one. Okay, so that seems to have worked for this. I don't know why you would do that when you could just do it in your head, but all right, so let's do another, and I'll just make another one up. F of x is 4x squared plus 2x minus 3, and we will solve this for 3. So what have we got? 9 times 4, we've got 36, 36, 42, 39. If I did that right in my head. All right, so we've got a 3 is what we're dividing by, and what are our coefficients? We've got a 4 for the x squared term, we've got a 2 for the x term, and we've got a -3 for the constant. Now I draw this line, the 4 carries down, 3 times 4 is 12, so we get 14 here, and then 3 times 14 is going to be 42. Oh, that's interesting. It's actually going the way that I did it before. And these two added together is going to be 39, and that checks out. All right, so that seems to be how we do synthetic division. I'm going to leave this and upload it. It's good for you to see that I don't know how to do everything, right? I got a mechanical engineering degree and an aerospace engineering degree, but I've never done this before. It took me a minute to figure out how to do it. So you can see an example of how not to do it. You don't put something in for the first term. You always carry it down. Even if, because all the examples that I saw elsewhere, they all start with, let's say it's a -5 or something, I don't care. And they all, that I saw, started with a 1, and then they had all these other things, and then they carry down the 1. You know what I mean? Conveniently. But in this case, I had a 2. No matter what that leading one is, you carry it down. Okay? Then you multiply by this to get that. So you take this and this, you multiply them, and you get this, and then you add these together. 1 plus -4 is -3. So then you take this guy and this guy, you multiply. How's this going to be for the image thumbnail at the end? It's going to be ugly. And then you take that multiplication result, -2 times -3 is +6. You have the original 5 from here. Here's that 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. And that's what I did in my head here. So again, it's 2 times -2 squared, which is going to be 4. Now 8, right? 4 times 2, we got 8. Plus -2, now we're at 6. And 6 plus 5 is 11. Sweet. All right, so this was find a value with, that's a bad W slash, synthetic division. So that's apparently how it's done. At least I made it work that way. I don't know if that's the official way to do it. But yeah, so that's what we did, and it seemed to work a couple times, not just a fluke for this first one. It worked a second time over here. So anyway, Keith from Kinvert, hope you found this useful, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.